Welcome, everyone, to the TZR Podcast, episode 63. I'm your host, Justin Skirbo, and today I'm joined by everyone's favorite badass, Liz Lysui.
Hello, hello.
The always dapper Alex Schock.
Hello. Switch over to...
And the devilishly handsome Justin Chow.
Splatoon 2.
What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing?
Great.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Today is going to be a switch-tastic... Switch extravaganza of a podcast. That was very forced.
Yeah.
But first I want to thank all of our listeners who are joining us. I just want to let them know that this is the TZR Podcast. We publish our podcast every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You can download and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and all of those fun places. You can also find clips of our podcast on youtube.com/The Zero Review, where we publish a new clip of this podcast every single week. So you can check them out there, and also find a podcast on thezeroreview.com. Before we get started, I want to mention our sponsor. Justin, why don't you do our sponsor today?
Oh. Tonight's episode of the TZR Pod. Is it the TZR Pod? Because that's the twice.
It is.
The Zero Review Podcast is audible.com. Come in and listen to all your favorite books without having to read at the URL, which is...
If you want to start a free trial with Audible and help support this podcast, you can go to audibletrial.com/TZR and start a 14-day trial and get books to your heart's content and listen away and educate yourself and make yourself sound smart and have all this awesome conversational currency for your friends. It's great.
Don't own a Kindle or actual books? Audible.com's your solution.
That's what it is.
Everyone has a smartphone.
Everyone has a
Are you
smartphone.
ever in work and trying to not work, but you need to look like you're working, but you want to also read a book? Audible.com.
Yeah.
Download your trial of Audible.com, or download your trial of Audible at audibletrial.com/TZR.
I recommend The Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Not
I've been
that
getting
one.
really...
Oh, that's not...
I've been getting
you
like...
messed that up pretty bad. I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
I've been getting like very seriously into Lovecraft in the last few days. I've been like the research that I've been like doing on his work.
You been
is,
playing
like,
Bloodborne again?
No, I'm just genuinely interested in the author and like his
Lovecraftian?
legacy and stuff, and it's very interesting. So I have not read those books yet, but I plan to. But I heard they're the kind of books you actually have to like read because like your imagination is what's creating these monsters and stuff, and if like you see a movie or they're illustrated to you, it kind of loses some of its magic. I don't know. But
I can see that.
But I'm sure the experience would be just as good with an Audible trial at audibletrial.com/TZR.
They should give us so much money for this.
The shill is over. Guys, what have you been playing? Tell me what's going on in your lives.
Liz will go first.
I'll go first.
Yes.
Liz, you go first.
I beat Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
Nice.
me too.
So-
Just joking.
Oh, man. I was like, we can really talk about it now? No.
No.
So
Are you actually ever going to beat it, though?
I'm on chapter 9 now. 70 hours in.
So, no.
No. That's why I don't want to talk about the game I'm playing, because I'm playing way too much.
So what did you
We've
think of
talked
the
about it way
ending?
too much.
I did not feel the things I was supposed to feel at the end.
It didn't affect you in any way?
No.
Huh.
Affect with an A.
I guess
It
I'm-
did not affect me.
I guess I'm a loner in this, but that's all right.
I don't know. Maybe I'll cry
what?
too.
Oh, yeah. You said you were...
I was not weeping, but I was affected. So since you beat Final Fantasy, what have you been playing?
I also picked up Grow Home?
Oh yeah.
There's two.
Your
I don't remember which...
your brother reviewed that for us.
He did. He reviewed... I think he reviewed... I don't remember which one is which.
Grow Home is the first one. Grow
Okay.
Up is the sequel.
So he reviewed Grow Up. So I
Up,
started
yeah.
playing Grow Home.
Cool.
It's good. It's a fun little indie game.
Cool. I've heard it's a platformer that does things.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't really
like
know.
you're a little bot. Your name is Bud and stands for BUD stands for something. I don't remember. It's like
Sure.
I don't remember
Buddy.
what it is.
Like a budding flower and your
And-
friend.
And well, Bud also pertains to what you're trying to do is you have this plant and you're trying to grow it all the way up to the sky so you can grow home.
Wow.
And
Botanical utility. I'm making this up. Drone. That is it.
Nailed it.
so that's the whole premise of the game. So it's very like simple.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Kiss, like it's keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's very just you got one objective, you do one thing.
That's
I'm
cool.
enjoying it.
Cool. Alex, what about you? What are you playing? I saw you playing some Doom.
Oh
earlier
man,
this week.
Doom is awesome.
Yeah?
Doom is so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been putting a lot of hours into that. And just kind of crushing it. And I'm still getting everything. Although there's one level where it's like I've been able to like go through it and collect everything as I go, or like backtrack a little and grab this stuff. But I got to one level where I like wouldn't let me backtrack, so I had to finish the level, and now I have to start the level over to get the shit that I missed. So that's
How many
a
hours
little
have you
annoying.
played now that you're still collecting everything?
Oh, I don't know, probably 10 to 12, something like that. In that range.
So you're still committed to like collecting everything? I got over it like real quick and was just
No,
like,
I
Full
really
campaign
like
is
it.
how long?
I don't know. It's a pretty good length.
it's not a short game by any stretch of the imagination, and the difficulty ramps up enough where like the later levels you're going to be trying a number of times, you know, depending on what difficulty you're playing on and stuff. But
like,
I mean, good
'cause
over
it's
10
like,
hours.
Those things that you find like will give you weapon upgrades, so it's like there is an incentive
Yeah.
to like get those.
What's
and,
your
like, get
favorite?
better.
What's your favorite gun so far?
I just got the Gauss Rifle.
Oh, the Gauss Rifle. Yeah,
Man, that fucking thing
it's super
is
powerful.
insane. Like,
Yeah.
Is it actually called the Gauss? Is it Gauss or Gauss?
It's a Gauss.
It is Gauss.
Oh, I called it the Gauss Rifle.
I
Everybody
always
that
called
I
it the
know-
Gauss in Halo, but
Yeah.
it is Gauss. It's named after a guy.
All right, and does it act in the same way where you're shooting like a weight?
Well,
beam
it looked
fucking-
basically it's like it's got these two prongs, and then you.
It looks like a railgun.
Yeah, it looks like a railgun, and you can put it into siege mode, and it like locks down and like opens up, and like you just rip through even like the toughest enemies that took like a whole bunch of shots. This would just tear them apart.
Yeah.
And like half their torso would be gone, and then they just fall over.
Killing
And,
like the mancubus, like the guys with the guns on their arms and
Yeah,
stuff.
because
they
those
look
guys weren't
ridiculous.
easy,
Yeah.
but that thing takes them out in one hit.
Yeah,
They're
that's
called
rad.
Mancubus.
It is
Mancubi?
badass.
Mancubus, yeah, is like the big fat guys with two huge guns on their arms. Sometimes you get the cybernetic ones that are all
Yeah.
fucked up. Like it's really cool. That game's great.
Yeah, so I'm really liking that. And I guess this is more news related. But have you guys heard of that game? Because you reminded me of it. Overgrowth.
Yeah, I saw I don't know what it is. I haven't played it, but I saw it in the news.
So this was like a weird news thing that just popped into my head, and I looked at the trailer and I was like, "Holy shit! This is like a game that's been in development for like 10 years." And I remember being excited about it like 10 years ago.
What's it about?
I don't
Where
remember
you're
this at all.
you're a bunch of it's almost the physics almost look like GTA, except you're a rabbit man, and you're like running around and you can do front flips and you can run up things. It was a weird concept, even
Are you
like
more
10 years
rabbit
ago.
or man?
Yeah.
You're more rabbit.
Wait, is this the?
So you're playing
This is
game?
that.
What?
No,
that
I'm not.
game-
But I thought this was an interesting.
It's not like a
tidbit.
fighting game, right? Where you're two
Yeah.
rabbits fighting each other.
Yeah.
I
You remember this?
Yes, I do, and it's like crazy fast paced.
Yes.
It's kind of cool and
But
fluid.
right, but everyone was excited about this a decade ago, and
Yeah.
it finally hit beta.
Oh man,
Yeah.
So this
That's
is a
kind of
long
exciting.
game in development, but it's a weird.
because I remember when we were at what was it? We were at GDC when I first saw this. We were at the we were at another company's like Mixer or something like that. I think it was actually IGN.
Yeah, it might have
but
been
they had
IGN
like
Mixer.
they had like a media indie developer like Mixer, and so we went up to this booth, and when I was playing it, I was immediately like, Alex and I could get really into this game. It could be a lot of fun because there's like a lot of like thought that goes into each of your moves, and they're really fast paced.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
just coming out now.
It's crazy. Well, it's coming out into beta. It's been in alpha for like
I totally forgot about that game, like entirely.
since like 2008 or something.
Yeah.
Like really long time.
That's cool.
But
Something to look out for sure.
something I guess I just thought it was a really interesting piece of news. Like something I was excited about so long ago and totally forgot about.
Yeah.
And it's still relevant. So not playing that though.
All right.
Not playing that.
Not playing that.
Justin, what are you playing?
So you remember last week when I was talking about like Lisa and how I kind of wanted to play that, but I didn't pick up Lisa. Instead, after our talk last podcast, I decided to pick up what's it called?
To the moon?
To the Moon.
Yeah.
And I installed it, and I'm about to play it, but I haven't gotten into a part where I could like just part myself from everything else and just like play the game. 'Cause,
That's
like,
exactly what you need to do
Right.
too. Like
And
just
but-
tune out.
and
At
I
least 3 tissue boxes like right.
I'm like, okay, so like I've seen and played games where people are like, this game's gonna make you, it's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna like be messed up for a little while. I'm like, I'm down for that. I'm in the mood for like one of those right now.
Sure,
right.
sure.
But whenever I go into it with that like expectation, I feel like I never actually like achieve that. You know, like, I'm
Well, I
like,
mean,
I'm supposed to be sad
games-
here right now, but I'm not feeling sad.
I'm trying to think of other games that have actually like moved me in any sort of real way. Like have you guys experienced stuff like that? Like, you know, Final Fantasy was something that affected me, but I wasn't like emotionally moved. To the Moon definitely did. Undertale definitely did.
I feel like I'm an emotional
Undertale.
person. I mean, I cried when Aerith died in Final Fantasy VII. I was
Sure.
like, damn, she died in those like polygonish, like weird.
It was
Yeah.
just at
Poorly
the time
animated.
I was totally it was totally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, like she was just doing her thing.
Just pray in random
just
spots
praying,
like she normally does.
As one does.
As one does.
You know, and then just figure appears. Fucking sword, you're like, I just got her final limit break. I don't like what's happening.
Why was she in my party this entire time when I wasn't going to use her for the next half of the game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm trying to get to a point where I'm like, okay, this is the day, this is the moment. I need to like light the candles, you know, put in that like jazzy saxophone music and start playing that
Take
game.
off all your clothes.
Take off all my clothes, just put on the silk robe, and I'll be good. But other than that, yeah, I don't want to talk anything about Final Fantasy 15 since we killed that way too much.
Okay.
But so I'm not going to talk about that at all. I'm just going to say that's the next game that I'm going to play.
Cool.
Get a second.
I think I wrote an article on the sad thing. Or we all did? Or was it just me? A long time ago.
Something about like, yeah, I remember that.
Games
We
that
had
affected you.
Hundreds of articles.
Yeah, I know. You don't remember that one specific one?
I do.
I
I do,
wrote 2
actually.
years ago? You
I
do.
don't.
Because then I keep thinking, like, what else could be added to that article?
Yeah. Because I know I had Shot of the Colossus on there with aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I didn't
that was
actually agree with
actually-
because I didn't really feel like with aggro.
Yeah.
I thought about the Shadow of the Colossus when I was like reading through that, and I was like, I don't think I felt like that much of an attachment to aggro when you like as much as you did.
Well, it was an impactful game at the time.
Yeah.
I think I was too focused on like beating the giant monsters.
I don't know.
Just like
that's like when they kind of surprise you with it. Like
Yeah.
for some reason I didn't expect he was more a vehicle and he was the only companion that you had, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
I just like when games sort of like build something up or like give you a character to really care about. I mean, that's what happened in Undertale. Yeah, like when you finish the what you call it, like the pure good. I can't remember what it was called.
Pacifist run.
Yeah, like if you complete the pacifist run like correctly, like that, the last interaction that you have with an unnamed character is like very like. Wow, like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that mixed with the music or whatever, but like that was seriously like very moving for
There was
me.
something like fun for me to like watch other people play the game in the first round and just get to the part where you fight Toriel.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. And then if they kill her or not. But when they do kill her, like I love it's like weirdly I wouldn't say like masochistic or is it sadistic?
did you have to kill her?
You don't. No.
Right. Okay.
But when I see these
think
people
I
kill
did.
her, like
Yeah.
everybody reacts in the same way, like, no, wait, I didn't want to do that.
Well, no, this is the funniest thing. So I fell for it the first, or like I feel like I fell into the game's trap like perfectly the first time because I did kill Toriel because I literally thought it was out of options.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And then after I killed her, I was like, nope. Immediately quit out of the game and then restarted it. But then Flowey
then-
intercepts you and is like, I see what you're trying to do. Fuck you. And I was just like, no. Like, this is, and he's like,
get the
he's like,
goosebumps?
what do you think this is a fucking game? You killed somebody, and I was like, no. Like, this,
And you regretted it.
yeah, I
that's
did.
awesome.
Like I actually was made to feel bad about it. Like
There is one character in the game you can get away with killing and not ruin your pacifist run. And it's just at the very beginning when they're teaching you combat. Like
You dummy?
yeah, you kill the dummy, but you don't have to kill the dummy. There's a way to get out of that.
yeah,
Yeah. You just talk to it.
Right, but I killed it.
Respond.
But I killed it
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't know what this game was.
Yeah.
So then, but you come across a ghost later in the game. And he's like, "You asshole! You killed my brother."
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, just there's a tutorial."
No, totally. Yeah, man, that game's so good. There's actually a really like emotionally like weird part in the genocide run as well. Before you fight, I
Yeah,
guess
you could just go.
I guess
I mean,
slight
it's an-
spoilers, but like
I feel like I've never played this game and it has been thoroughly spoiled for me.
Oh, okay.
So,
So
I was
before
not.
you
That
fight
sucks.
Undyne in
You're not
the
playing it, yeah.
before you fight Undyne in the genocide run, it gets like super like you're basically going to approach Undyne, and remember the little kid in yellow who's like looks up to Undyne and is
Yeah,
like,
with
oh,
no
she's so
arms.
great or whatever, and like you have to reach her, but the kid keeps getting in your way, and he's like, no, like I won't let you do it. Like she's a hero, and like we need to stand up to bullies like you. So like I'm not moving or whatever. And the game forces you to kill that kid before
God.
you fight Undyne. And I was like, I felt like such a piece of shit at that point. I was like, wow, like this is just this
Yeah.
little kid, but like you have to, you know, like oh
Games have effect.
I couldn't even do that game. Like even the thought of like killing
these people.
Sans, like
Yeah.
holy shit.
I'll tell you what, the game's significantly less interesting because you kill Papyrus in like the first hour of the game.
Yeah, he's like a main character throughout the entire game.
and he's just like gone. But like the end, like the fight with Sans that I'm on right now, like again, I haven't beaten it. I'm only like halfway through it. I'm gonna do that on stream one day when I feel like wanting to kill myself. But that fight, like the stuff that he says to you during that fight is very like whoa,
Yeah.
you know, it's
I've
pretty
watched them.
crazy.
'cause I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
As far as games that I'm playing now, I'm still on I'm Setsuna.
How long is it?
I was streaming that yesterday. Well, I didn't play for almost a full week. I think I'm like 30 hours in or something like that. It's a meaty game, you know what I mean? There's a lot to it. But I'm playing that. I'm enjoying it. What else am I playing? I'm also playing Heroes of the Storm still. I don't know. I feel like I've been bouncing between a lot of stuff. Yeah. A lot of Final Fantasy X. I'm very close to that platinum, but that's like a fucking grind to get there. But it's cool playing that again. I just enjoy that.
I try replaying any of the old Final Fantasy games, and I like can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Even Final Fantasy VII, after like you leave Midgar, you're just like, oh,
There's so much.
fuck,
There's
like
just-
so much to do. I don't want to.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've beaten Final Fantasy X at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
point-
beat
played that
Final
one.
Fantasy VII like at least like 3 or 4 or 5 times, but
But
like
now you can't.
I
After
can't-
the 5th time,
No,
that's
it's
what
like-
starts to get redundant.
That's the end.
that was like back in like college. I would like play at least like once a year, at least. And I know you were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like when I try going back to like Final Fantasy VIII, right? And I want to actually play through that, or Final Fantasy IX, because everybody's telling me like Final Fantasy IX is fucking amazing.
It's so
gangbusters.
good. I fucking love
I couldn't
Final
finish it
Fantasy
the first time, and then I try to go back now, and I'm like enjoying it for the first like 2, 3, or 4 hours, and then after a while, I'm just like, man, this like the fighting is just so annoying. I'm just like, I don't really want to do this. I could be playing something else. you know?
Yeah. I think
can't.
like I'm very dedicated to like getting this platinum in Final Fantasy X, and like I love Final Fantasy X normally, but like the end game for that is so different. It is so different than like how the normal game is played. Like you're min-maxing stuff in the weirdest ways possible. Like I was just telling Justin before the podcast, like I'm at the point where every single one of my characters never misses, always hits every single time, hits for quint 9, so like 99999 damage. Anything they do always hits for that every single time, and the game is still ridiculously hard. It like
Wow.
doesn't even make sense how difficult it is. It's like it's so weird.
It's
But
like, well, it was like Ruby Weapon.
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy VII. It's like you could do. I mean, how much health did that thing have?
Yeah.
Like 5 million.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's
A
like
lot.
9,000 damage is nothing. So you just have to do. I get it.
no, it's rough. It's rough. But I'm definitely still playing I Am Setsuna on stream. I'm hoping that before Resident Evil, well no, Resident Evil's next week. So that's probably the next thing that I'm going to play on stream. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Just